Welcome back, D2 Philosopher here. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Whirlwind Barbarian. Um, the way I built it, well, let's get into it here. This is kind of a classic build. Well, classic build for me anyway. I used to build my Whirlwind Barbarian like this way back in the day. Um, Honestly, I don't think it's a very common build, but let's get into it here. I'll show you what I've done. So for stats, okay, so strength obviously just enough to wear my gear. Dexterity, we're gonna put in just enough to wear gear as well, just to make sure we get our shields on. For vitality, everything else goes into vitality, just a pretty standard build there. You can see my resistances aren't the best, but that's not really gonna matter too much, and you'll see why here in a bit. Okay, for the gear, I have a Grief Phase Blade. Obviously, probably one of the best weapons in the game. For a helmet, I have the Gloom's Facet. Okay, and I also put a Cham rune in it because I wanted that cannot be frozen. I didn't have to, or I didn't want to wear Raven Frost on this build, and you'll see here in a sec why. So I also put on a Phoenix Shield. Okay, so this Phoenix Shield does a huge life steal, or not steal, recovery and mana recovery. So you can actually with this guy almost continue whirlwinding without having to stop. And you'll see in a second. I'll take you guys out and do some runs here. For my amulet, I put on angelic wings, and then I have 2 rings, so I get the double attack rating. Okay, which just makes me hit a lot more, which helps with clearing speed and everything else like that. I do have Drax gloves on for the lifesteal and the chance for life tap. And then Thunder Gods, this is just going to be for pretty much one area, and that's when I'm running for Baal, in case I run into souls, that they don't one-shot me. And then Gorefoot, okay? This one obviously can be changed. I just didn't really have anything else better at the moment. So, on the swap, I have a sword with 2 to war cries, just to kind of boost that up a little bit. And then I threw on a wizard spike for some mana and mana regen and the faster cast rate. So whenever I want to teleport, get somewhere quickly, do a quick swap, get my teleporting done, and then swap back. Okay, for the Merc setup on this guy, I did a cheap insight, okay, and just a diamond bow, just so I can get that meditation aura. Mana is an issue with this barb, just because he has such low mana. Then delirium for my helmet. Okay, this helmet is super useful. Chance to confuse, 1% chance to cast level 50 delirium when struck, 6% chance to cast mind blast. So all of these actually are super powerful, and you'll see once we start using it. And then I have Andariel's shell, just because I didn't have any other armor that was better quality. Well, I actually do have a fortitude, but the strength was too high. I couldn't actually wear it on this merc. So that's okay. Anyway, let's take it out here, and I'll show you. Oh, I forgot to show you the skill points. So skill points here, war cries, pretty standard. We are maxing out battle orders. Okay. Everything else, just 1 point. I do have 1 point into find item, just because, why not? It's a barb. Combat masteries, I have maxed out blade mastery. Okay, because I'm obviously using a sword, then 1 point wonders into these guys. I've actually thrown extra points into natural resistance, just because my resistance on the character is so terrible. Into the combat skills, okay, obviously maxed out Whirlwind, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and as well, I was putting in points to Shout. So Shout and Natural Resistance are kind of catching my extra points here. Alright, that's the build. And here is how it works. So you can see, I guess, even right now, everything is like terror zones. So the difficulty will be a bit higher than normal, but that's fine. Well, you do have to hit them if you want to kill them, just so you remember that. So you can see the kill speed is pretty good. All the mana is awesome. And then having that Phoenix active all the time, so you're constantly regenerating mana and health, is super powerful. Let's get into the terror zone so you guys can see. So you can see him regenerating health even as I'm still spinning. So the kill speed isn't like super quick, it's not a Nova source, but he's just about invincible once you're spinning around and there's guys, you know, that you're hitting. So this is probably one of my favorite bar builds to date. It is like a classic build that I used to use. No one used to use a Whirlwind Barb with a Phoenix shield, and I don't know why. You know, maybe you should try it. Everything I could find online all said Storm Shield, or I even seen one that had like a, what's it called, Venom Ward as their shield. So the power of the Phoenix shield is huge. And then you can also just switch, teleport, add some good speed. And now you can see everyone's standing confused. So it's a super good combination, Phoenix and that Delirium helmet. Oh no, this guy's immune to physical. Well, in that case, just have to preserve. And we're good to go. $9 resistance. But you can see great life leech, virtually indestructible because he can tank most damage and won't get one hit. For PvM, this is probably one of my favorites, but if you're going to do PvP for a barb, probably the Phoenix Shield isn't going to serve you as well, because you won't have all those, you know, extra bodies lying around that you can absorb their souls. So. More Storm Shield probably for PvP, or I would say Storm Shield because of the damage reduction. So, but for PvM, there's no reason not to use Phoenix, as you can see here. So I do have a Phoenix sword as well. So the only thing with my sword, oh, where did it go? I did have a Phoenix sword. There it is. So this Phoenix sword does the same thing as the shield, obviously, but the only thing is this sword will have actually, where is it? Yeah, deadly strike. So let's test it out so you guys can see. I prefer the shield just for kind of style points, but it works the same. I guess it does increase your damage area a little bit because you have a little bit of a longer sword on, and that deadly strike. So. But again, the Phoenix Rune Word is it's huge. There's no reason not to run it with Phoenix. And I don't even have any fire absorb on this character right now. Well, except for the Phoenix Shield when it was on. So you can see, running out of mana. I could put a Menald ring on, I guess, for more mana, but that's why I have the insight here. But it's not too bad. And there it is. I never get the javelin skill ones. So that's basically this Whirlwind Barb build here. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions for this build. Let's put it to where it should be. Alright, peace.